I'm gonna go ahead and start off and let you guys know this workshop is on creating quizzes. I shouldn't say new quizzes. I thought I changed that, but we're creating quizzes, and I'll go more about that. I'll go over more about that when we get into the quiz phase. And then secondly, in this workshop, you'll probably learn how to create a quiz in Canvas. You'll learn how to add questions to your quiz and manage your quiz in Canvas. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to just jump right in and turn on your mic. So this is my Canvas dashboard, and you can see some of the courses I have so far. And this is my sandbox, and this is where we're gonna go ahead and start with our quiz. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to quizzes, and to build a quiz in Canvas, all you need to do is click on the quizzes on the navigation bar. I just want to ask, is my screen clear? Because I've had someone said that it wasn't clear. Is it clear and everyone can see my screen?
It's a little, the sharpness isn't there, but it's definitely readable.
Okay, all right, great. I think it's going to get a little better. I'm going to check that out. So these are the quizzes that I've created so far. So if you want to create a quiz in Canvas, all you have to do is click on the Add Quiz button. And then there are two types of quizzes in Canvas. We're recommending the classic quiz right now. The new quizzes are new, and Canvas is still testing that right now. But I created one today, and it looked fine to me. But I guess I gotta find out what we're going to be using as rush. So right now we'll create a classic quiz, and then later I'll venture into the new quiz for a few minutes. So I'm going to just go ahead and click classic and then click submit. And as you all see, it looks very familiar to the current learning management system that we're at for the quizzes. So all you have to do is give the quiz a name. You could type any instructions that you have. It's not necessary, but you can type any instructions. It's a complete wrong, but it's okay. And then you could choose what type of quiz it is, if it's a graded quiz or not, or a survey. A practice quiz in Canvas, if you choose that, it's automatically no points. You cannot make a practice quiz no points. So if you want to give points to a practice quiz, I would just suggest that you make it a graded quiz, just name it a practice quiz. And then it's automatically consider an assignment. I don't know if you know, but in the current learning management systems, like if you have discussions or assignments, it's labeled as such things. So a graded quiz is labeled as an assignment. You have the option to shuffle your answer. Of course, you can set a time limit for your quiz that hasn't changed. You can allow multiple attempts, and you could get the highest grade or the average or the latest grade, and then you could just put in how many attempts you want the student to have. If you don't put in a number of attempts or check it, it's going to automatically be one attempt. It's going to default to the one. These are the different choices that you have in making a quiz. Of course, you know, you can look at the last attempt, each attempt, and right now it's normally at last students to see the answer and the last graded attempt. So you can show your correct answers, and this is just all the settings. It's a whole lot. So you could choose show one question at a time, or show, if you don't choose, it's going to show all the questions at once, which we like to do. You can do add restrictions here. You can add a access code, filter the IP addresses, which I'm really not familiar with. You can use Responders Like Browser. We will have Responders Like Browser in Canvas, and it is working. You can assign the quiz to default as to everyone, or you can just put in, choose somebody's email address, or students. I can just choose give it to Minnie Mouse, and I think this part would be great for if you have accommodations. And then you can put a due date. Anytime you put a due date, it's going to show on a student's to-do list. Once the students do it, it'll disappear. And then you want to put the time frame from when your quiz is available and when it will close. So I'm just gonna put those little defaults at 11:59. When you're done, you can either save and publish your quiz, which means it's published for the students to go ahead and take it, or you could just say, right now, I'm just gonna save it because as you know, I haven't put any questions in. All I did was build pretty much the template of the quiz, and that's the same as it's done currently. So it just lets me know what I have in the quiz. I can preview it later. So I'm just gonna go ahead and edit the quiz and start adding some questions, which is on this questions tab. So you can add new questions, group of questions, or if you got a bank of questions, you can find questions and reuse questions. Or if you have several quizzes already made, you can find those questions from previous quizzes and use those. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new question. I'm just gonna make a simple question because we're gonna go into another one, and I'm just gonna do a true or false. And then you just put the question right here. It hasn't changed at all.
Lynette, if you're going
Yeah.
to use a quiz from before, where is it that you can pick the questions? Where's that quiz?
It'll be, and I'll show you that. It'll be, if I go in modules, I can deploy it there. So all the quizzes are listed in quizzes that came from Blackboard or anywhere. Everything's going to be listed in quizzes. And maybe I'll, tell you about a few of that, which is fun in all the other workshops. Basically, anything you bring over, pages is used a lot in Canvas. And so all your pages show, I don't want to click off because I'll get in my quiz, but I'll definitely show you that. All the quizzes that go there, and any files you have a going file that you make in a course or anything. And when you go to modules, like your weekly content, module content, everything in module is basically, it's just a link from somewhere else. And I'll show you that at the end. So when you're building your module, it's linking either from pages or linking from the quiz. It's linking from that area. So I'm gonna go ahead and say what's my email address, and then I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the true question. You can put any feedback that you want. So that's really has not changed at all. And then I'm gonna put done, and then you could just, update the question and do whatever and save. It's really simple. Here's the points. Like I said, it hasn't changed at all. My quiz is still not published. Here's my minutes. I'm finished with my quiz. If I want to, I can go ahead and preview my quiz. It looks like I'm not seeing my question. Did I press save on that question that I asked? It doesn't look like I pressed save on that, did I?
I don't think so.
You said you don't think so? I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think you saved it at the bottom.
I don't think I saved it either. I want to do a true and false because I have to add too many questions right there. I'm not gonna put anything there. I got my points. And let me see. Okay, update. There we go. I saved my question. So right now it's saying only the teachers can see it because I have to preview it and publish it in order for the students to see it. So let's see if I edit that question correctly this time. Okay, finally, I added my question. So here's my one question. And if I want to keep adding, keep adding the questions, I will. So I'm going to go ahead and go to quizzes where I've created other quizzes. And as you can see, I got quiz 1 and several of them. This is the options button. So you can see what options are available next to the quiz. When you're looking at quiz, and they have this option button on every form for anything you do in Canvas. But I want the option button on this one quiz so I can see what's going on with this one quiz, and I'm able to copy the quiz, send the quiz to another Canvas course. I can edit the quiz, I can delete the quiz, so I can do all kind of stuff. To go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and click on this quiz 1. And then I'm going to edit this quiz, and I can also look at the statistics on this quiz. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this quiz. And if I want, I can change the settings. I can change the questions again. These are all my questions in that quiz. And I'm not going to publish it right now. You can add a rubric to a quiz, but you can't grade using a rubric on a quiz. It just shows the students what they need to have to pass the quiz, but I kind of think that's self-explanatory. So you can add a rubric, but again, you can't grade from a rubric. And here you can add new questions, add a question group, and again, that's the final questions. So I'm going to go ahead and click submit. And then I'm going to go ahead and look at the quiz statistics on here. And this just kind of shows, and again, this is the same, it's not a different, it shows you every question and kind of in the quiz, and it kind of brings a breakdown on what happened, who answered it, you know, what's the percentage of it, how many, you know, what they got right and what they got wrong. I think this is more so when you guys want to look at your, when you got a lot of students taking the quiz, and you kind of want to see which questions they got right and what questions they didn't, so that you might need to change the question, rewrite it, or go over those particular questions that were badly written to students. You can also do an item analysis on all the quiz. It generates a report, and as you can see, my quiz right there, and it puts it in an Excel file, and I can see which questions they got right if I wanted to do a spreadsheet, if I was more familiar with Excel. So that's making a quiz. I'm going to go back to the breadcrumbs just for 1 minute, and then I'm going to also go back to this quiz, and I'm going to look at moderate this quiz. And when you moderate it, it kind of lists everyone who's taken a quiz. You can see how many attempts they took, how long it took them to finish the quiz, and their scores. Basically, you can kind of change the extension. Not quite sure what that means. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in the test that Minnie took, and look at her attempts and look at her scores. So like I said, it's really easy. And I can put in, you know, update a score. Say for instance, if I wrote a bad score and I chose the answer was B, and I wanted to adjust it for her, I can do that and just update the scores. And so that's basically the quiz in Canvas. It's pretty simple. Like I said, I think it's the same in Blackboard.
Okay, I have a couple, could I
go
ask a couple
ahead.
questions? Yeah.
Sure.
So you said, this is kind of related to quiz, but not. You said that it will populate their to-do list. So does it simultaneously populate the calendar?
Yes. The calendar is different. Let me go to the home page and show you right quick.
Mhm.
So this is the home page. Anything that has a due date, populate right here. So let me pretend I'm gonna go to as a student view up here. She has nothing to do because I finished the quiz. If
Mhm.
I hadn't finished the quiz, everything will show up here for what they have to do. And once they do it, they complete it, it disappears. So this is their to-do list. But the only way for students to see this is you have to have a due date on each of the assignments, or this will not populate.
Okay,
Even on a reading, if you want them to read a reading, if you just put a due date on it, it'll populate here.
so what about, you know how we have those discussion groups that start one day and end then, you know, on another day? Or quiz due dates can expand, you know, you can have like a week to do the quiz or something, you know, a number of days. And so you can still do all those settings and it will show up somehow
It will
clearly. to
still
them.
show up here. Like when I did this quiz the first time, when I went in there, it had a due date and then it had a display date and a after, just, you know, display until.
Okay.
And
And then
I had set that.
just to follow up on that, does this same principle work for other kinds of assignments? Because right now in Blackboard, for example, quizzes do auto-populate the calendar because, you know, but some things don't. We have to go in and manually do that. So is this different?
It is not different, and the truth
Okay.
of the matter is Canvas don't have a calendar, but that to-do list is similar to it. Let me show
Okay.
you one more thing in this assignment. Let's see. I'm gonna just update the assignment. I think my internet is lagging. And every page has an edit button, so you could just go and edit. So let me go down here and put a due date so that it can populate on the due thing. And I'm just gonna say, so it's due on the 9th at 11:55, and I'm just gonna say I wanted it to open on the 5th for the students, and I wanted to close at 11:59 tonight.
Thank
So
you.
it's okay. And I'm just gonna save it. Then if I become a student, I should be able to, if I go to my homepage, I should be able to see that assignment on here. So here it is, assignment 2. And once I submit that assignment 2 as a student, that's gonna disappear off my to-do list.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna leave that, and I wanted to answer Marcia's question about where everything is stored at. So these are my modules in Canvas. And if you click on the add button, you can add anything that's down here. So the plus little add button, same as previously, you can add an assignment, a quiz, a file, a page, you know, a discussion. You can add all of that. So if I wanted to go ahead and add a quiz, I would click quiz, and then I'll choose which quiz I'm gonna add. So I'm gonna go ahead and add quiz 6, and then I'm gonna say add item. As you can see, it added it right here. So this is not published right now, which means students can't see it. If I want to publish it, all I have to do is click the publish button. So again, all my quizzes, my quiz 6 is listed here with where all the quizzes here. So this is the main area. So all my assignments are listed in the assignment area. They're all there. The students can't see this assignment area, so I would actually suggest that you sort this the way you want yourself to see it. Like I would probably, if I would put all quizzes here, and if I had some assignments due, I would put it here. So I would sort it by not week, but probably the category of the assignment. And just to go a little further, the reason why I would do that is because if I wanted to say weighted grades and I make it a percentage, I could say all assignments, things labeled as assignments are worth 30%, things labeled as that's worth that. And it'll show right here, all these are worth 30%. So if they took any of these 5 items, it's worth 30%. So that's why I suggest you do that for assignments. But again, this is only for your view. And if you didn't want the weighted grades anymore, you just go ahead and say take off weighted grades. Say unweighted. I went into a little bit more. So I just wanted to also explain that anytime you delete anything in the assignments or pages or quizzes, in those areas, if you delete anything from there, it deletes it from the module, same as current in the area. However, in modules, if I remove this quiz from here or delete it, does not delete from the quiz area, it only deletes from the module area. So if I go back to quizzes, you can still see that I still have the week 6 quiz. So again, the modules or the other areas, they're just taking links of the original assignments. So that's how you create quizzes, and that's again the modules. And I'm just gonna, like I said, briefly like show the new quiz things, although I think we're still working on it. All I'm gonna do is click on the learn more about the differences, and I encourage you at your own time to just click on that, and then you can see the various difference between the classic quizzes and the new quizzes, what they're bringing in, and how it changes, what the features is. I don't think it's much. But again, I'm gonna find out which one, when would the new quizzes be available in Rush, because it seems like it was available now, but I'm not quite sure if it's working the way they want it to work. 'Cause I do remember one of Micah's courses, he said we're using a classic quiz right now. But if I wanted to create new quiz, like I said, it's pretty much the same. I'm able to create it. These are the same assignments. I can put in a title and the points and everything. It hasn't changed. It just looks a little bit more different. Again, everyone, if I put a due date, it's going to populate, like, should I say, not in the calendar, because they really don't have a calendar, but in the to-do list. And I'm going to also show you something in the modules, because I know a few of you say you haven't met anything. This is the build page on the quiz. Once you build a quiz, it was the same as I go in any other area. I can just click on the title and change this title if I want. I can add instructions, but this is the same thing as when I was in the quiz. I can add instructions. I don't have to. If I had outcomes, I can align it to outcomes. That's basically the outcomes that's put in for the curriculum of the course. If I had an item base, I can add more quizzes. Again, these are the same things that's done inside the quiz, but now I'm just in another form of the screen. And the add button, add questions to the quiz. So I could just add any type of questions. These are all the different questions they have. I don't think this is new to everyone. It still looks the same. Fill in the blank, file upload, they're all still the same. So that's how you add a question. I wanted to look at the settings, change the settings of this quiz. Of course, you just turn the on button in, just slide it over and you can shuffle the questions, answers. You can create a question at a time. Again, you can require your access code, put the time limit you want on there. See, this one just has, I think, more options and just uses it a different way. You can allow multiple attempts. And of course, you can restrict how the student sees the quiz when they finish. If you want them to just see their points, what they rewarded, or if you wanted them to just see the student item or the feedback, things like that. The report is the same. I can see as the other course. I can see the analysis, but I don't have any right now. And the moderate is the same thing. You can see my students have taken the quiz and you can kind of moderate that student and kind of see how many attempts they had and different things like that. So I'm just going to show you one more thing that ventures kind of away from the quiz, but I know you need to see this. This is in regards to, I want to say, the calendar that Josie asked me. And I'm trying to see, do I got all my stuff published? I don't think I have any assignments. Let's see. I'm not seeing it because I don't think I have my assignments. But again, like I said, I'm pretty much learning this my own self. Let me just go in modules 1 minute and let me see if it's right there. Nope, not seeing it. So I'm thinking I don't have something turned on. My dashboard.
That's not it at the bottom. Is it assignment 2 all the way down?
Yeah, that's just assignment. What I was trying to show, which I'm not doing a very good job of it, I think it's on the home page. And I'll have to look into that again. Normally when a student is in a class, see, it's not even going to my home page. Look at that. Let me go to the students view. If I don't find it again, I'll just show, I'll just show it. Yeah, I'm quite not seeing it right now. Normally when a student is on the home page, they are recommending, we have these to-do lists. It shows in the calendar, or should I say on our view, what your assignments are all down at the bottom of the pages. So they're choosing to say, if you don't want to use course schedule in your syllabus anymore, it will show you every assignment that's listed there. Let me go into one of these courses that I'm developing. Nope, I'm not seeing it. I guess I don't know where it's at. And as soon as I finish this, of course, I'm going to find it. See if I publish it. Nope, I'm not finding it. But when I do, I'll just let you know. Yeah, I'm definitely not finding that area that shows at the bottom. And I think because I don't have any dates on the calendar, I mean on the area, but it shows it at the bottom of the home page. It will show every assignment that's down here, and it shows the due date, and the time and when the assignment is due, so that you don't have to create a schedule if you don't prefer in the course. Let me see, look at this scoring for Canvas course. Okay, I just don't know where that part is.
Well, thank you for checking. You can let me know when you have time.
Other than that, that's the end of how to create quizzes in Canvas. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them if I can. So here's the calendar, and this is where all your assignments are. But again, they're going to be listed at the bottom of that module whenever I find it. Sorry about that.
No trouble.
Are there any questions? I did want to also send you the link to the LMS page. I don't know if everyone's looking at that page, the city LMS page. Kind of shows you all the KJ. Kind of shows you our schedule. It has all the links here to our podcast and to the YouTubes where most of our tutorials going to be, and all the guides. I would suggest if you're not able to look at the recording, this is a good place to go to the instructor's guide and the instructor videos. And they just have everything there. Canvas does a great job.
Okay, so those recorded sessions that you already had are accessible from that page?
And the YouTube page is what we have already. The
Okay.
Canvas instructional videos, they're all available from this page. And as you can see, they have videos on how to do everything. Here's the quiz overview right here.
Okay, but this is different than your YouTubes.
Yep, this is different
Okay.
from our YouTubes. Canvas does a great job. As you can see, they're all short. Look at that. It's 4 minutes, and it tells you how to use a cube, how to use a quiz. I think the only reason why we're doing some is in case that feature is not turned on. But for most parts of Canvas, it seems like we have most of those features and maybe 1 or 2 like on a dashboard.
Okay, so now I see it. It's the 4th link under other important links. I didn't see that at first.
Where are you at?
On the right-hand column, go under, no, you passed it. Just scroll up.
Up.
Right up above this other important links on the right-hand side, the city YouTube
summer
channel.
schedule.
The city
On the other
YouTube
side.
channel. Yeah, other side, right side.
I don't think we have a lot right there, but we're loading them up.
Okay.
Oh,
So these are just all outs right now, but these are the Canvas food camps, the one we're done so far.
Mhm.
All the little 30-minute ones are there. So you can just go there and see them.
Okay, great. Thanks.
And I'll put the LMS, if you don't have it, I'll put this link in the chat area. Are there any questions?
oh, this is great.
So I put it in the chat area if you want to grab that link.
Got it.
That's the end of this 30-minute workshop.
Thank you, Lynette.
Thank
As
you.
always.
You're welcome. And Josie, I'll make